What's up, uke family? Welcome back to another ukulele lesson. Today I want to show you a beautiful and magical chord. First things first, guys, the music was quite long, so I'm going to teach you the first and the second section in this video, and then the third and the fourth section next week. Now the second thing, of course, most important thing, what is this magical chord that I was playing? It's an awesome chord, and if you play a G major before this chord, it becomes even more meaningful. Now in the first section we're gonna play these two chords 4 times with little variations. So let me just play the first two. So the first chord is a simple G major chord. It's 0, 2, 3 and 2. How lovely. The second chord is a lovely C minor 6 chord. It's 0, 3, 3 and 0. So first step, just strum the chords lightly. Even just the strumming is unbelievably beautiful. Can you say unbelievably? Now just for a second, I want to play this chord on the guitar because I want to show you something. Now if I play these two chords on the guitar, I have more strings so that I can really hear the chord better. I have a G major, and then a C minor chord. Beautiful, heartbreaking chord progression. Now when we play this C minor chord though, we're actually playing the first string open, so we're adding the 6th to the chord, which makes it even more heartbreaking. So we have what a beautiful thing. Now the problem is on the ukulele, we don't play the root note C. We play the 4th string open, which is the note G. So even though I can hear that I'm playing a G and a C minor 6, when we play it without the root note, the chord becomes quite ambiguous. It's still a beautiful thing, but you know, just go figure. So sometimes you gotta listen to your ears as well. Like I feel that it's a C chord, so I'm gonna call it a C minor 6, but of course there is no root note, so it could be something else. I don't know, you tell me. So let's go back to the chords. Now you wanna arpeggiate the first G major chord. You can either do with the thumb, and then you play the melody on the 1st string open and the 2nd string fret number 3. But you can also arpeggiate with the thumb, index, middle and ring. And then you have index on the 1st open and middle on the 2nd string fret number 3. And when you play the 2nd chord, you do the same thing. You just strum with the thumb lightly and you let it ring out. Now the second time we play the chord, we're gonna add a short melody. So we arpeggiate the G major, and then the melody is on the 1st string open, fret number 2, and then we change the chord, play the C minor like this. We have a bar chord on the fret number 3, just 3 strings, and the 4th string open. I strum the chord lightly with the thumb, then the melody on the 1st string, fret number 5, and then the fret number 6, and I strum the chord again, lightly and slowly. Now we have to play this melody 2 more times. The third time is the same as the first time. So we're gonna strum the chord lightly, Same melody with the first string open and the second string, fret number 3. And the C minor 6 is the same thing, just one simple strum. Now, the fourth time we play this thing, we're gonna change the chords twice. So we have the G major. Now the melody goes on the first string, fret number 3, and then fret number 5. So I'm gonna play with the same left hand finger, which is the pinky. And I always try to alternate, so I strum with the thumb, and then I have index and middle. And then I'm gonna play the C minor chord again, but this time with a different shape. It's 0, 7, 8, and 6. I strum the chord lightly with the thumb. Then the melody is on the fret number 5. And then I'm gonna play the same C minor with the bar chord on the fret number 3. One simple strum. And then the melody on the fret number 5. So we're kind of going up and down a little bit here. So I feel that in this section is really about the way we pluck the strings, is how we can interpret these two chords beautifully. So it's all about the tone, make sure that you strum lightly. And that's the reason why sometimes I like to use the thumb to strum the chords. Because we have a nice and mellow tone, plus it's always the same tone because we are strumming with the same finger. But sometimes when we strum with the thumb, index, middle, and ring, you know, each finger has a slightly different tone. So if your goal is to keep everything kind of the same, you can use the thumb, which to me, it sounds a little bit better for these type of things. Now, the section 2 is also pretty good. We are playing a little bit more chords, and we are arpeggiating these chords so that it sounds more like a melody. Let me play the section, and then I'll tell you more about it. So we're coming from the last two chords, and then we have. So first step, just to learn the chords, we got the G major, the D add 11, 0, 2, 2, and 0. We got the E minor chord, 0, 4, 3, and 2. And we got the D add 11 again. And then the C major, which is really just open strings. It's 0, 0, and 0. But if you want to strum the full chord, you can also play the first string, fret number 3. So it's... So how can we go from this to make it more musical and melodic? Well, we're gonna use the fingerstyle technique, right? So we're gonna strum the first chord. And remember that when I do the plucking, I like to have the thumb always on the 4th string, the index always on the 3rd, and the middle always on the 2nd. So, you know, just kind of keep that in mind as a reference. We strum the first chord, and then we play the 3rd string with the index and the 2nd string with the middle. Then we play the 1st string open, and we change to the 2nd chord, which is the D add 11. So now the 2nd chord is this one, and we're gonna play the 4th string with the thumb, the 3rd string with the index, and the 2nd string with the middle finger. So now once we play this note, you're gonna play the E minor chord. So we're gonna play the 2nd string, fret number 3, the 4th string open, and then the 3rd string, fret number 4, and then the 2nd string, fret number 3 again. So I'm not playing the full chord. As you can see, I'm not playing the 1st string, so I don't really fret the fret number 2, to be honest. So Now we go back to the D add 11, and we're gonna play the second string, fourth string, third string, and the second string. And then we're gonna have the last chord, which is the C major. We're just gonna play the second string open, and then the fourth, third, fourth, and second. Fourth, third, fourth, and second. Now with the right hand, things can be a little bit challenging here because, for example, we got two options, but I'm only going to give you one because I don't want you to get confused. If we assign a finger to each string, then every time you play the second string, you want to pluck with the middle finger. So for example, I have in this case, I have middle and middle again. Then I have middle and middle again. Middle and middle again. So we're kind of, changing chords, not really in the usual way, because, we're kind of taking it from, let's say, the middle of the chord, right? Which is why this thing can be a little bit more challenging, but it's beautiful when you play it with, fluidity. We finish with the D at 11, just one strum, okay? And we can finish with the G major. And just for your own reference, this is the section 3. Now you can listen to the whole thing on my website, ukulelemarco.com. However, before you go there, make sure that you stick around and learn the first two sections, because I'm going to be playing these parts throughout the entire tutorial. So when you're ready, just go on the website if you want to listen to the whole thing. Now I'm going to leave you to practice this lovely, beautiful, magical chord, which I think is awesome. And then of course, take it step by step. The right hand can be confusing, especially when it comes to the finger picking technique. So if you need the tab, make sure that you check it out on my Patreon page. Otherwise, just enjoy this lesson. Now, have fun. I'll see you soon. And as always, take it step by step.